Folks, just here for a little dog walk with the cat and the dog. Here's our silly excuse for a Christmas tree. You can have a willow Christmas tree, right? Yeah, and I'm still here in my onesie because it's freaking cold. Anyway, this is going to be more of a stream of consciousness, or verbal farting, if you may. I just thought I'd answer a bunch of questions that I'm getting a lot in my inbox. So I'm going to talk about what I'm doing with my cryptos, what I'm doing in business, what I'm doing with trading, and I guess the whole lockdown bollocks, etc. So no particular order. Let's start with business and life. So I think we all need to be a little bit less harsh on ourselves, if that's the correct term. Like, we all have these massive expectations because of social media. We see all these, billionaires and doing whatever. But you have to understand that a lot of people are, I guess, living under false pretenses. So I have followed Dan Bilzerian, if that's how you say it. Not followed, but I've just loosely amused by his posts, because he's this like millionaire playboy, so to speak, professional poker player. He's always got like scantily clad women around him, flying planes, helicopters, shooting guns, basically living the boy's dream, so to speak. But he's recently been called out because his company's gone bust, and this lavish lifestyle that he's been doing has basically just been investors' money. I think he's blown, it's like well over 20 million quid over the last few years just on his own things. And so people look up to all that sort of stuff and go, oh, I really want to do that. I've got to 10x my job or business, etc. And yeah, I just wouldn't. I would just, there's a really cool meme going around, which is something along the lines of, if you're warm, you've got food in your belly, roof over your head, you have dreams, aspirations, and a job, you are living like better than like most people on the planet. And that's true, because if you look at humans as a species over time, you are living right now better than any king, queen, emperor, empress over the last, or in the whole of human history, up until about 100 years ago. The fact that you have a flushing toilet, I mean, the fact that you're watching this means you are richer than most people that have ever lived. So yeah, so that's good. So I wouldn't beat yourself up too much, because I've looked at 2020, and although I'm doing okay, when you look at things on a bigger context, I'm doing all right, I'm comfy. But in my own personal expectations, I'm slacking. Well, not slacking, I'm just falling horribly short. Where am I going? Let's go to the river. So yeah, and I'm one for beating myself up quite a lot, because I'm probably 2 years behind my schedule or my plans. Like one of the things I wanted to launch this year in 2020 was my new school. I call it Per Ardua. It stands for Through Struggles. I mean, not silly story. I wanted to call it Ad Astra, to the stars, because I'm ex-Air Force, and the Air Force motto is Per Ardua Ad Astra, through struggles to the stars. But Elon Musk has already set up his own school called Ad Astra, so I was like, I can't copy that. But I realised the way I work and the way I do things is that I learn by failing. My own personal mantra is, do fail, learn, pivot as fast as you can. And so yeah, called it Per Ardua, through struggles, because that's how I learn. That's, I think, of course, it's quite hot in this onesie. So there's a little river and a little dam thing. Quite tempted to play with that damn thing, but I know I'm just going to break it and I'm going to cause a flood. So yeah, so that's business type stuff, so don't worry. I mean, and I guess with the whole lockdown type stuff, I know it's a very divisive subject. I mean, people would much rather talk about sex, religion and money than they would talking about COVID and lockdown. And I guess a lot of people are feeling helpless, like myself included. Like, whether you like it or not, I like my civil liberties. I mean, I just had a chat with my friend Lee Johnson, who runs Smiley Booth, and Kate Johnson as well. They're living in France at the moment, so they've emigrated. They're living in France, and in France, it's insane. I like this little stream. We play poo sticks on this bridge. It's insane. Like, if you want to go down to the local shops, you have to fill out a form, like where have you left, where have you come from, where are you going to, what time did you leave, what time you expected to go back, like just go down to the shop. So I guess even now in the UK we're still lucky that I can literally pop to the local Tesco without filling a freaking form in. So yeah, I guess really if you COVID and the lockdown hasn't really changed much. It's sort of exaggerated what already existed, in the way that I am of the firm belief that if you basically, you need options, okay? So if you really don't care about what's happening, then hell, you're not going to be affected too much because you won't care, you know, what about what's happening. But if you, I guess you're in my camp, and some would say I'm part of the loony bin sort of brigade, what can you do? And it's a question my wife and I have been asking a lot, and I think all we can do is you just got to focus on what you can control. And a lot of the things that I see a lot of people doing is things that we can't control, like we can't control what the government does. Human history has shown that protests have an extremely low percentage success rate, as in, you know, holding protests and stuff like that. So in most cases it's futile. In fact, it detracts from the actual cause or thing that you're trying to achieve. So really, from an individual point of view, you have to look after yourself, your family, and then you can really look after your you know, extended family and friends. And these days it means simply sorting yourself out financially. As I know a lot of people probably won't want to say this or hear this, but it's true. And how do you sort yourselves out I mean, that just gives you options, doesn't it? Options to, if you want to bug out and leave country, you can. If you want to, you know, run away to the countryside and, you know, so you're away from everything, you can. But yeah, so I think personally what I'm doing is, I'm not happy with what's going on obviously, but I'm just going to focus on what I can control, which are my businesses and my trading and my investing. That is it. So what am I doing business wise? I feel like this year I've been kicked in the balls and slapped in the face. So some businesses are doing well, some are flying face down in the water. And so I guess, like with anything, it's all about risk to reward and your R multiple. And I'm a trader, so I'm all about your R multiple. So I would happily take hit after hit after hit, so long as that my reward grossly, obscenely outweighs your losses, if that makes sense. So I think in life in general, pretty much everything I do, I have a very low success rate, very low. I would say my trading is probably 30 to 50% accurate, but my risk to reward is good, so that doesn't matter. With business, I'm probably about the same actually. So I have only a few businesses that do very well, and that offsets all of the freaking losers I have. So that's that. In terms of trading, there's a big play that I'm in at the moment. It's one of the largest positions I've been in for a while, and that's oil. I am shorting oil like a banshee. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that it's currently at sort of the $45 level. When you look at the whole global macro, there's no reason that oil is up here right now. And so I am literally putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm expecting oil to drop down to $20. Now, when is the key magic question? I don't know. I reckon it'll be soon. There's already a bit of a disconnect which is happening. So what's happening right now is that gold has disconnected with the stock market. So normally they're hand in hand, but gold is now buggering off downwards, and stocks are stalling slightly, and oil has started to split as well. So you're seeing two major commodities disconnect and diverging away from stocks. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to have a big old tumble, and then my oil positions will do well. In terms of crypto, same thing. I'm effectively all in on Ether. If you were to look at my pot, I haven't actually sorted out my whole portfolio yet, but I'm all in on Ether at the moment. But what I want to do when I get more capital, imagine I've got a bit of a pie. I'll have I'll probably have 75% Ether and 25% Kryptonian portfolio. And for those of you not familiar with my Kryptonian portfolio, that's basically where you turn yourself into your own tracker fund. So just like stocks, the stock market has its own sectors. So you have like bank stocks, pharma stocks, war stocks, freaking travel stocks, whatever. Crypto has its own sectors as well. So like you can have privacy coins, app development coins, advertising coins, data storage coins, or cryptos or tokens. So what you do is simply buy the top, in terms of market cap, top coin or two. Or when I say coin, I mean crypto or token, whatever you want. Everyone's different, every project is different. So buy the top 1 or 2 coins in every sector. So you'll end up, so that little 25% segment, I'll end up with, you know, probably 50 odd different crypto. And that way, you know, you're spreading you're smudging your risk across the whole market, and you know that at some point, at least one or a bunch of those sectors are going to moon. Like, if anything, I should probably put a little bit more into the privacy sector, especially where things are going. We will 100%, and I promise you this, we will 100% go into a cashless society faster than you think. I think most likely within 3 years. And they'll start rolling out the digital sterling within a year, within 12 months from this little video here. So when that happens, and governments around the world start bringing out their digi-sterling, digi-dollar, digi-euro, and they start really aggressively moving towards a cashless society, then privacy cryptos will go through the roof, like Monero. Because when we go cashless, you can't hide. You can't store you can't go to cash, you can't take cash in hand jobs. And guess what? What propelled the internet originally? It was crime, drugs, and porn. Let's go home. I'm getting cold now. Oh, yeah. And it's getting dark. You probably can't see me by the time I get back. So, yeah, drugs, crime, and porn. And guess what will happen? Drugs, crime, and porn will push crypto even further. We're now breached the all-time high in crypto. Oh yeah, so as I was going to say, criminals, when we go to a cashless society, they'll need somewhere to go. So they'll be forced, shoved into crypto. Most likely Monero and other privacy coins. So they're going to boom. So it's worth getting into them. So what else was I going to say? Damn it. My mind I've got like a diffuse mind. I can't keep one thought for more than 2 seconds, like a freaking fish. Yeah, so that's crypto. In other investments, I got Tesla. I am buying and never selling. God damn it, forgot what I was gonna do. Pips, where's Coco? Ah, Coco. She stands out like a sore thumb, yet she still manages to catch birds. I'm like, how the hell does she catch birds? She's bright white. Anywho, yeah, Tesla is big. Oh yeah, here's the other thing, so I finally remember now. So now Bitcoin has breached its all-time high, it's hit 20,000. Be prepared for, I guess, a flooding of interest in the retail market, so the public. So what will happen is every newspaper and media outlet will go, Bitcoin all-time high, it's recovered from its 90% crash in 2017, and it's booming, yada yada yada. So guess what? Every man and his dog, or lady and his dog and their dog, they're going to be buying crypto. They're like, oh, okay, Bitcoin's going up, let's buy crypto. So yeah, hey ho. I think that's it. This is what, a 30-minute video, and I'll leave you with a tip. And the tip is that if you have a ride-on lawnmower, don't mow. Oh, you probably can't see this. Don't mow it when the grass is wet. I did, and I clogged up the whole thing. So you can see I've just done one strip here, and the rest is just, yeah. So my ride-on lawnmower is all clogged up and doesn't work. So I'm gonna have to wait till it gets dry and I have to clean all the grass out. Anywho, wow, really dark. Right, verbal farting over. Toodles, bye bye.